Hey, everybody, welcome to Tough Bumps, episode 11. My name is Matt Connerton, and of course, joining me as always, all the way from the great state of Iowa, Eric Pilcher is here. Hello, Eric.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing out there? How's the weather? Is it hot?
Uh, Muggy and
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah, it's kind of muggy here too, actually, now that you mention it. I don't have a fan blowing in here because I'm afraid the mic will pick it up, but I've got a window open and hopefully that's enough.
The perks of central air.
Fortunately, I'm somewhat impervious to heat. But because you and I are opposites that way. You prefer the cold, right?
Oh, yes. It
Yeah.
is 69 degrees in my apartment right now.
Yeah, I like it hot,
No.
but you know what's funny? I like I will admit if I'm outside and it's 90 degrees, walking into an air conditioned room is nice. It does feel nice. But if I've been in an air conditioned room for an extended period of time, walking out into the heat also feels nice to me. Isn't that strange? I'm,
Ugh.
I'm a weird
Y-
guy.
Yeah, I can't do it. Nope. 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 Nope.
I'd like to move to the equator where it's hot all the time, but I don't think Jenny will go with me, so I got to stay here.
I wouldn't.
So for those streaming the show live, it is a Saturday, July 12, 2025. And we have it's what is it? Oh, 3:14 p.m. in the Eastern time zone. Of course, obviously, most of you will listen to the podcast version of the show, but we do like the adventure of streaming live. The great thing about streaming live is things can go wrong, and I find that very exciting. That's what I like about live radio. I don't like it when things actually go wrong, but I like that little bit of edge that comes with knowing that things could go wrong. It's exciting to me, so I like to go wrong.
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent to it. I mean, because I've been on the end when things go wrong and it's
Yes.
not fun.
No, it's like it's not fun, and yet the challenge of it can be exhilarating. So we are live. Of course, we also have the luxury of knowing that if something goes terribly wrong, we can always edit it. But
Yes.
yes, we're on the Facebook and the YouTube, and I forget where else. Oh, I think this show we also stream to Twitch because there's a lot of
Ooh.
gamers on Twitch, and there's also some wrestling people on Twitch. So
I don't think they're on right now because
they may not.
All In is airing right now.
Oh, it is All in Texas. That's right now.
Yes.
Is that
Yep.
on Max?
No, it's still on I believe Amazon pay-per-view.
Okay. So this is a big weekend that we're in the midst of right now, right? Because All In is on right now. Tonight is Saturday night's main event.
Yes.
I know you're very excited for the Goldberg versus
Oh
Gunther.
yeah, I'm over the moon. I might blow my brains out.
As we discussed last week. I think I remember saying to you last week, Eric, please don't blow your brains out. I know how excited you are. Over the moon.
I mean, man.
Yes.
Boy.
Yes.
I'm happier than a pig in shit, I tell you what.
Wow. Now I didn't grow up in Iowa, so I don't know much about this. I'm not a farm. Well, you didn't grow up in Iowa either, though, did you? Or did
Yes,
you?
I did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You moved to
Mason City, Iowa.
Oh, right. You didn't move to the Northeast till later.
No, I've never lived in the Northeast. I have dear family that's in the Northeast.
I thought you lived here for a little bit. No?
No, I wish.
Oh, I've been confused about that this whole time. My God, I feel like I don't even know you. Who are you, Eric Pilcher? My God, you're like an enigma wrapped in a mystery.
I am not the fake Sammy Hagar.
No, we know who that is. That is Jose Martinez of
yes.
Wappingers place or something. New York.
We haven't heard from him. Maybe ICE did their diligence.
Maybe. I hope so. There was a video. He did post a video recently, though. I guess he's very upset with Papa. His friend Papa has betrayed him.
Yes. Lovers quarrel.
Yes. Poor Papa. If you can't depend on Papa, who can you depend on?
I mean, if you can't depend on people to do the work you need to be doing to promote your show.
Right.
I'll be, man.
It's frustrating.
You know what? Yeah, we need to start doing that. We need to start threatening people if they don't promote the show.
Right. We should do that right now. If you don't promote our show, if you don't make our show a success, we're going
We
to
will
ban you.
delete you from our channel.
We will delete you. Well, this is a wrestling podcast, so what we should say is we will delete you. But yes, and then
I can't do the arm thing.
Oh, right. You have an injured arm.
Yeah.
So you can't go delete.
Yeah.
I understand.
I mean, I could with my left arm, I
Sure.
guess, but it just wouldn't have the same. You have to do it with your dominant arm. And I'm right arm dominant, and that's the one that's injured. So.
Oh, right. I was going to say, I never noticed which arm he did it with, but no, that makes sense. So we will, so let's see. So we have a couple of stories for the undercard. Should we start with Hulk Hogan?
Oh, I mean,
this man will never leave our consciousness.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Well, now, shouldn't we offer some prayers and well wishes for the Hulkster? He's been in and out of surgery, which means, and he's been in rough shape, which means he probably will not be able to attend the inaugural edition of, what is it, Hulk Hogan's Real American Freestyle?
No, just Real American Freestyle.
Real American Freestyle.
No one else is attending, so.
Right.
Yeah.
What are the tickets up to? 400 and change?
400 and change. 400 and a half-ish.
Yes.
So they've sold 70 since our last update.
Wow. That might have been from us talking about it. They might have gotten the tough bumps bump.
Batten down the hatches, people.
Mm-hmm. That's going to go on a t-shirt, as Conrad Thompson would say. Now, there is some news. So we had our little pre-show meeting, which is actually very brief.
Yes.
It's not hard to find. The thing about it is, it's not hard to find things in the world of professional wrestling to talk about. So our little pre-show meeting is, hey, what do you want to talk about this week? It's pretty easy as far as the undercard, because there's always stuff to choose from. But I'd mentioned RAF, Real American Freestyle Wrestling, whatever the hell. And you had said, well, that might be beating a dead horse, but I shared something with you that you were not aware of, which it usually works the other way around. You're usually more dialed in than I am. But Hulk Hogan's wife, because there's been all these rumors about Hulk Hogan and his health.
Stop. There are not rumors. There's Bubba the Love Sponge.
Yes. Well, he started the rumor.
That he's in a coma.
He said he was in a coma. Yeah.
He's not going to make it. I mean, look, if in 2025, there are people out there still listening to Bubba the Love Sponge and taking his word as empirical fact, you are an idiot. I'm sorry. Listening to this show is too highbrow for you. You need to stop. And really, remove the finger from your rectum and get it to the pulse of society. But please wash your hands first. Because I also would think that if you're watching Bubba the Love Sponge, hygiene probably isn't too high on your list.
Well, your typical Bubba the Love Sponge listener probably, after removing their finger from their rectum, puts it up their nose, because they like to know what's going on.
I mean, you hear shit, might as well smell it too. Look, I mean, we talked about this last week about how rumors in this fast-paced podcasting world just become fact.
Yes.
Sometimes in a matter of minutes.
Yes.
But this is just ridiculous that we're at this stage. Basically, I read his wife's statement, and essentially, he's been in and out of the hospital to support his recovery from major 4-level anterior cervical discectomy and fusion, which is an intense surgery with a long and layered healing process.
So he had his neck fused, basically, right?
Essentially, yes. But I guess the healing involves his spine, but his vocal cords, eating breathing tubes that are clamped over during surgery. So, I mean, now, if I may go down the rabbit hole briefly, this is not fact. This is theorizing.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned with that because we were just talking about rectums, but go ahead.
Not up, in. I, you know,
Thank
I
you
don't
for
want to get us.
clarifying. I already feel
I,
better.
I,
Okay.
I don't want to like go down that rabbit hole of us getting kicked off the internet.
Right.
Never mind.
Right. Canceled.
This a PG-13 show. Um,
Yes.
yes. Uh, but fact is, could be smoke and mirrors by Hogan's current wife.
Oh.
I haven't seen or heard much from the Hulkster. I don't know many wrestling fans that have.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought, given the health issues facing Real American Freestyle's one of their top signings, Ben Askren, whose wrestling career is probably over. He had a
Yeah.
lung transplant, so that's
Yeah.
probably long gone.
That
He's
blows my
lost
mind.
over 50 pounds.
Oh, wow.
He looks, I mean, I feel bad saying this because the man died, legitimately died 4 times. He looks emaciated,
Yeah.
just rough. And so the fact that he's living is a miracle within itself. So
Yeah.
we shouldn't sit here and set this expectation that Ben Askren's going to be a part of this at any
Right.
point,
Right.
whether they survive or not. Um, y- Heard nothing from Hulk Hogan. Also, Eric Bischoff has been very, very coy on his podcast with Conrad Thompson about this. He's been basically giving blanket responses, the
Mm-hmm.
same as Hogan's wife. As a matter of fact, reading through her statement like I did, it was pretty identical to what Eric Bischoff has said.
Okay.
So, could there be something to what Bubba the Love Sponge is saying? Yes. But I'm going to go 85-15 that Bubba's full of crap.
Okay.
I'm not going to give it much credence because I would almost guess that if it was this serious, Meltzer, Sean Ross Sapp, Wade Keller, Brian Alvarez, somebody would have gotten a hold of something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would think.
Or, yeah, someone of more, that has more, how do I want to say this? Credibility than Bubba the Love Sponge.
Yeah. I mean, I would trust a sponge that I wash dishes with more than Bubba the Love Sponge, to be honest with you.
I would trust Vince Russo more. Wait, no. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God. My
That
God.
that
Wow.
might be my sad attempt at ultra hyperbole there. I don't know if I would trust Vince Russo.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one. I mean, if I was stuck in a room with both of them and they told me that the sky was blue, I might have to stand outside for 20 minutes to check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you think, so you talked about smoke and mirrors. Do you think that possibly Hogan's wife is helping to set up an excuse for why Hogan isn't at
No,
the
I
event?
think
And then,
I think he's having legitimate health issues with this surgery because it is a
oh,
major
okay.
surgery.
Okay. Sure. And Hogan's had like umpteen back surgeries and
Yeah,
he's got a lot of problems.
and hip.
But if he's not well enough to be there, will they then use that as the excuse for why tickets didn't sell? Because everyone knew about Hogan's issues. And so that's why tickets didn't sell. That would be very on brand for Hulk Hogan himself to do, right? Well, brother, I wasn't there, brother.
Well, he did blame Jimmy Hart for getting booed on Netflix.
Did he really?
No.
Okay. Okay. I was going to say
that was
I know he did come up
was
with some pretty lame excuses, but I didn't think that was one of them.
no, his excuse was because of his support of President Donald Trump.
Well, at one point, his excuse was that because he had been a heel in the very distant past, and apparently Los Angeles remembers him as a heel, and so they were holding on to that heel heat. He actually said that on
Yeah,
who did he
he
say that to? Was it
actually
Ariel Helwani or was it
he said that
Pat
on Ariel
McAfee?
Helwani. On Pat McAfee, he said it was because of his Donald Trump support.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Um, which yeah, Undertaker actually had Donald Trump on his podcast and was adulated.
Yeah, no one's ever gonna boo the Undertaker, so it's yeah, it
I
wasn't.
mean, who? Yeah, no. Pat McAfee did a skit the day
Oh, I
after.
remember that was hilarious.
Yeah, he
They were
they
booing, they
were
were saying Hulk Hogan.
Hogan, and they were booing Jimmy Hart, brother.
Oh yeah. Mm. Well, I mean, regardless of how we might feel about the Hulkster, I certainly, I don't wish him any pain or suffering. I hope he does
I
recover.
I'm torn on that.
You, you,
I
you
know.
are you thinking
eh,
about wishing him pain and it's okay to actually because wishes don't translate into
Like
anything.
I think
You can wish it and it won't happen.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna echo what the Undertaker said on his podcast the after the Netflix debacle.
Yeah,
People don't forget,
that's right. That's right.
and that's where I will leave it.
Okay.
Um, People don't forget.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, it's kind of my show, so uh, I'll elaborate. If you're a racist piece of shit, eventually that catches up with you.
Hopefully.
Um,
Hopefully.
I mean, no, it does. I mean, I firmly believe that.
Well, it did
Firmly believe that.
caught up to him. Yeah.
I mean, it's caught up to Kanye too, except Kanye's too stupid to realize it. Uh, so yeah, yeah, people don't forget, and and there's something to be said for doubling down on being a piece of garbage.
To be fair, he did tell his colleagues in the wrestling business, "Hey, don't get caught saying bad stuff. You never
Yeah,
know when you might be recorded." So, I mean,
stop.
that's pretty contrite, isn't
And
it?
that that just further cements my issue. In
Yeah.
a room that was like 30% African American,
Yeah.
I'm surprised he was able to walk out of that room.
Yeah.
You
Well,
think about the guys that were in there, Shelton Benjamin, or
I know.
Benjamin Shelton, as Hogan likes to call him, Booker
Yeah.
T, Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Like, how'd he walk out of that?
Yeah.
Like his one takeaway from that whole thing was, oh, someone was recording.
I know. Yeah. You can't read the room apparently. I can understand Booker T being a little bit forgiving. Um only
I mean,
for a
Booker
very
T had
specific.
his own
Yeah.
Booker T had his own mishap. So
Right.
like
Right. Well, not only that, there's that famous Hulk Hogan, "We're coming for you," N-word.
that's what
Uh,
I'm saying.
but also some of the backstory to that is why I say that about Booker T, because according to Booker T, from the way he tells the story, Hogan actually, because he was like, as soon as it happened, he was convinced he was going to lose his job, and he said that Hogan actually went to bat for him with management and said, "Look, he just made a mistake. He was caught up in the moment. I'm not offended. Please don't fire him." So I can see where Booker T would be a little kinder to Hulk Hogan than maybe some others, because there might be a little bit of a sense of
Right.
loyalty there.
But,
I get it.
nonetheless, I mean, there's a difference. And this podcast isn't the time or place to get into that difference. It's like if I called you boy,
Mhm.
there's no issue. But if I called an African American male boy,
Right.
we have a major issue.
Right.
So there's differences, and again, I circle back to something I said earlier. If I need to explain those differences, maybe this podcast is too highbrow for you.
Well, some people legitimately, I think, just don't get it. Like, because they'll say, "Oh, they can say the N word. Why can't I?" And it's like, well, because
Well,
it's
again,
not only
though,
about the
that's
word. Words have connotations and different
but it's
contextual circumstances, and that's what they don't understand. A little bit of a
I mean,
sidebar, but
if you're like mid 50s and up, I can get that argument. I don't agree with it because I
no.
think you should grow as a person.
Hmm.
But I'm like, okay, that's a majority of your life the way it's been. But if you're below that mid 50s, shut up.
Yeah,
No, you get it. You're just choosing not to grasp it.
exactly.
Unless you're
Exactly.
just being overtly racist and bigoted,
Yeah,
and then it's just, and you know it and you don't care.
right.
That's inexcusable no matter what age you are.
Agreed. Absolutely, 100%. Well, anyway, well, just speaking for myself, I don't wish any harm or pain or suffering to the Hulkster.
I don't wish any harm. I don't wish pain or suffering. I just wish for him to go away
Well, yeah, I agree there. I agree there.
into the good night, peacefully be gone.
Well, I wouldn't say into the good night because that now it sounds like you want him to die.
I mean,
Hey, once he's
Matt,
dead, there's no chance for redemption.
Matt,
Yes.
you don't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs.
So are you saying that if well, because we know someone else who's close to that age who we've talked about, hope nothing happens. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Um
Yeah, no, let's not go down that road.
yeah, yeah. Plus he might have one more Sammy Hagar impersonation in him, so
Oh,
um so so
I mean,
moving
he
on.
did have his karaoke hit a couple weeks ago. I mean, number one with the bullet. And I hear Mailbox Dog, that reunion tour.
I hope so. It's actually a cool name. Actually, it's a shame that a cool name be wasted on a shitty band. Because I think Mailbox Dog is a cool name.
Where the music video was edited on Microsoft Window Movie Maker.
Woman can't take no more.
You know, it does have, God help me for saying this, does have a catchy riff.
The song itself isn't terrible. There's nothing wrong with the song itself. It's just the singer is so bad.
The singer is so bad in the music video. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah. That's
The
pretty.
music video makes an Ed Wood film look like Citizen Kane.
I know. I know. Newer listeners don't know what we're talking about, so I apologize. But
I wish we could I wish we could still have the music video, but it has been deleted.
yeah, I haven't been able to find it in a long time. It seems to have been removed from YouTube.
Gee, I wonder who did that one.
You can still find the Matt Connerton Unleashed remix of the song itself. That's still
That
on YouTube.
that is I'm shocked you don't have a platinum album for that yet.
I know, right? I know.
It was a masterpiece.
My favorite remix. Well, should we also talk about Evolution? Is that also this weekend, by the way?
Tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. See, I've kind of lost track. There's so much wrestling this weekend.
There is NXT's going on right now. All
Oh.
in Texas is going on right now. It is a lot of wrestling.
Yeah, because WWE has 3 shows in one weekend.
Two in the same day.
Yeah, I mean that's wild. We never would have seen that pre TKO. At least I don't think we ever saw anything like that.
No, I mean the ticket sales actually just today posted by Ringside News
Ticket sales for all the shows, all the individual shows
for
or?
Evolution, because Evolution's
Oh.
ticket sales were awful.
Yeah.
The latest figure is only 331 tickets remain, which is a big jump from earlier estimates when only 4,800 seats have been filled.
Oh, what building are they in? I don't even remember.
They are in
It's been too much for my brain to keep it all straight in my head.
the Atlanta State Farm Arena.
Okay. That's where Evolution is?
They
Okay.
have sold 1,517 more tickets since July 10th.
I heard Meltzer say he thought there was going to be a lot of last minute sales on this show. I don't remember why he said that, but I think it was because him and Alvarez were talking about how this is unusual. Because the thing is, it's hard to judge, right? Like if they don't hit their goal, I mean, it's with so much in one weekend. How do you even?
But also keep in mind they lost their top match.
For Evolution?
Yeah,
What was it?
gone.
I don't remember.
It was
What was
supposed to be Liv Morgan versus
Oh.
Nikki Bella.
Oh, yeah.
They teased it and then they lost it the very next week.
Right.
So
I
it's
don't think
hard.
I don't think people are going to buy tickets though. For I don't.
I
Was that really a draw?
I mean, people were talking,
Yeah.
and if people are, I mean, like I personally don't care. I've never been a Nikki Bella fan. I've never been a Brie
Yeah.
Bella fan.
Yeah.
But people were talking, and look, if you, I think there's such a thing as wrestling overload, and I
Sure.
think TKO is realizing that with this weekend, everything they're doing. Um, I think also you have people that were, probably waiting to see what matches would develop after SmackDown, see if anything new developed, which it didn't. But Trish and Tiffany Stratton cut a very good promo.
See,
So
last
that
night?
yes, so that
I haven't seen it
definitely
yet.
could have helped as well. I mean, not much, not 1,500-ish tickets worth, but
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot in one weekend. And it's also too, so we should say, so the first Evolution event, what year was that now? Time gets away from me. I'm so it all becomes a blur. However many years ago the first one was. I feel like the first one served a very specific purpose that is no
to
longer
get
it's
right, the purpose was to get the women's roster really over and
yeah.
have it be as 2018.
Okay, 2018. And yeah, and so the purpose was it was the first all women's WWE pay-per-view event or premium live event. I think we were still calling them pay-per-views at that point. And so and I remember it did well in terms of people seem to really like it. I don't remember anything about what kind of numbers it did, but a lot of people thought maybe it would be an annual event and then it wasn't, and then it was kind of forgotten about. But it did succeed, I think, in terms of the long-term health of the women's division. We've talked about it on this show. The amount of talent in the women's division today is incredible, and that's what I mean by this Evolution pay-per-view, which is happening all these years later. It doesn't have the same necessary purpose that the first one did, because the women's division is incredible today. You kind of don't need something that puts the women's division over, because it's already over. It's fantastic.
Right, and they're really, it just seems like that they just did it to do it. There
Yeah,
wasn't a lot of build for it or demand. Uh,
I think there would be more demand. Well, not necessarily demand, but I think there would have been more build if they weren't spinning so many plates, the same weekend having Saturday night's main event and of
I
course
think there would be
NXT.
more demand if there was like a major match they could do
Yeah,
for
that's
it.
part of the problem too.
I mean, there just isn't, none of these matches outside of Trish Stratus, Tiffany Stratton, you couldn't see on Raw or SmackDown.
Right. Right.
Or PLE. I mean, I think if they were to build Trish Stratus versus Tiffany Stratton better and more, it would have been very successful, because that was the big thing with the first Evolution. You had that kind of passing of the torch match.
Mhm.
Nikki Bella representing the Divas versus Ronda Rousey representing the athletic and talented wrestlers.
Right.
So it would have been cool to have that build. And I think that was a major fumble by WWE.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, because now too, I mean, talking about the lack of necessity for it. I mean, we live in a time now where, for example, oh, what was it? Hell in a Cell? No, I mean, I'm sorry. Money in the Bank. Didn't they open with the women's Money in the Bank match, if I remember correctly?
Yes.
Yeah, like you can do things like that now, and nobody's like, oh, that's weird. Instead of it's like, oh, cool, because you're going to see something really good, and the athletes, these female athletes they have now are just incredible. I mean, I've never seen such a strong roster in terms of women's wrestling. It's a far cry from what I sometimes I think back to is when Alundra Blaze, uh, who of course was Medusa Maselli. When she went on
Yes.
back during the Monday Night Wars, when she did the thing where she went on WCW Monday Nitro and dropped her WWE title belt into the trash on live television and everything. I think back to that time in WW. Well, then it was WWF, and I remember like Alundra Blaze, it was like it had been one of these pushes where they decide, because Vince would decide every once in a while, every 5 years or so, let's push the women's division. And then they bring on Medusa. Of course, they had to change her name to Alundra Blaze. And then that's like they didn't have anybody for her to wrestle. It was like, they had Bull Nakano, and that was pretty much it. And then when that was over, they forgot to even bother to renew her Alundra Blaze's contract. And it was like, a lot of stops and starts over the years. And, but now it's a totally different game.
Yeah, it really is. I mean that, and WWE, I don't think Vince ever could book a woman's division. I mean, the whole time it was a cluster.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know you did reference recently, you had a somewhat of a fondness for the Attitude Era, when they weren't even calling them superstars, they were calling them divas, and the women's title was actually called the Divas title. And I didn't care for a lot of that, but
I did.
I
I thought it
know.
was great.
I thought things like, call me a feminist, but I thought things like bra and panties matches and shit like that, I thought was so, I just remember seeing that stuff and thinking, yeah, this is like my friends who look down on wrestling. This is an example of something that I don't want them seeing when they walk into the room, because this is just
There were
stupid.
some things that were just like, even watching it as a teenager, you're like, this is bad. Like
It's
when Vince had
cringe.
Trish on all fours
Oh
barking like a
yeah.
dog. Like,
Awful. Yeah.
as hot as Trish is, you're just like, uh, this is wrong.
Yeah.
Then you, and then the next day you heard kids at school saying that to girls, like, I'll make you bark like a dog on all fours.
Yeah.
Well, that it was now acceptable, and I admit I laughed. I was a teenager, but now you look back at it and you're like, ugh.
Especially with everything we know about Vince, that just makes it even a little bit worse.
I mean, Vince always came off as pervy. I mean,
Well, yeah, but what we've learned about Vince is beyond pervy. It's shocking. Allegedly, assuming it's true, which I'm pretty
yeah.
sure it is. Sounds like it
Thank
is.
you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't. Um, so what is how many tickets are left for that for Evolution? Did it say what you were looking
Roughly
at?
381.
Oh, that's it. So it's almost sold out.
Yep.
Oh, that's great then. Okay, so actually, so that's good. So
Yeah,
it
probably
sounds like
should
it'll
have
sell out.
probably should have researched that a little bit more before we.
No, but that's good. Well, no, I think it was a good discussion, but I also think that now that doesn't mean that we don't know what the viewership on television is going to be as far as the PLE itself, but the event, it sounds like, is going to sell out, so that's good. So I'd call that a success.
Yeah, yeah,
Small building, obviously, but that's okay. Nothing wrong
yeah,
with that.
yeah. Man, yeah. It's it's hard to say. I hope that the ticket sales aren't inflated.
Oh, that's interesting. What do you mean? You think they're
Well, I mean, I hope that the ticket sales aren't driven by paper tickets and things like that, and people just don't show up, because that could set the women's division back. That's the problem with running an event like this, is you could derail the division a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Um Should we move on to the main event?
Sure.
2018 All In.
Yes.
A day that I have a graphic. I should load this up. A day that really was the beginning of something much, much bigger. And you know more about the subject than I do, but
Yes.
I do have some strong feelings about, the long-term effects that this had on the wrestling business. Of course, there's a graphic that I found for All In that I thought looked pretty cool. I found a couple different ones, but there he is, the man of the moment there, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, along with the Young Bucks in the top
Yeah.
there.
I mean, for me, All In was the moment. Like, because I had been going to indie wrestling shows for quite some time. Since 2003, I've been
Yeah,
going to indie shows. And the talk at those shows was, what if there was an indie wrestling super show
yeah,
that could take on WWE and Vince McMahon?
yeah.
And 2003 Ring of Honor was really starting to hit the ground running. Got derailed with the Rob Feinstein uh scandal involving pedophilia. um yeah, Rob Feinstein created Ring of Honor.
Hmm.
He's the owner of RF Video. RF Video, very popular amongst tape traders as the top tape trading, pro wrestling tape trading, mail in, website, whatever. But he's the one who did the ECW fan cams, where
Yeah,
you could get recordings of ECW house shows, which were very big if you lived in an area where ECW didn't air,
okay,
because they would do monthly deals where you could buy a month of ECW TV and be caught up for the pay per view.
yeah.
So it would help generate pay per view sales at the 0 hour. What happened was Rob was busted as a part of a Pennsylvania news channel's underage sex sting,
Oh
a
boy.
la think a la Catch a Predator.
Oh, yeah.
It
Chris
was
Hansen.
like that.
Okay.
Um, and what happened because of it is TNA Wrestling pulled all of their top talent.
Hmm.
All their talent that were there were pulled immediately from Ring of Honor. Jerry Lynn, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels. And Christopher Daniels was basically going to be given a title run, which would have paid off their top storyline, which was the prophecy disavowing the code of honor. And what would happen if Christopher Daniels was champion? We were about to find out.
Hmm.
But instead, Ring of Honor had to pivot
Yeah.
at that point. And it was a good thing they did, because then we got Samoa Joe's really long title reign. CM Punk became bigger main event player for Ring of Honor. Other guys really got to put their foot in the door as well. Homicide, Low Key, even though he was let go because he called Rob Feinstein a baby toucher in a scathing promo.
He
Basically,
did.
yeah, at ROH Reborn,
Hmm.
ending a promo when him and Homicide started the Rottweilers.
Wow.
Yeah, he said, "We're going to take over a promotion run by a baby toucher."
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
So, what ended up happening? Rob Feinstein got unceremoniously removed. Basically, it was a hostile takeover with him and the other owners, Doug Gentry and Kerry Silken. Basically, forced him out
Yeah.
and took his shares. And ROH was even pulled from RF Video.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, it was huge, which really hurt Ring of Honor in the short term, because RF Video was able to record, edit, produce, and mail out all of Ring of Honor's events.
Hmm.
So they didn't have to put extra cost into that production.
Yeah. Wow.
So that was always the talk, is what happened if, IWA Mid South, which was run by certified piece of shit Ian Rotten, um, IWA Mid South, NWA, and Ring of Honor got together and just did a super show, like a 2-day event.
Mhm.
Because you had regional major events. Like in the Midwest, the big one was probably the Ted Petty Invitational. East Coast had the ECWA Super 8 tournament that launched stars. So you had all of these regional big shows,
Well,
but there
so
was never this idea of them all coming together to make a national super show.
in theory, at the time, if you're talking about that, then what you're really talking about is something that resembles sort of the pre-Vince territory system, right? Where you've got these multiple territories working together with one show.
Right. And that was why All In was so cool, is because now you had that opportunity.
Mhm.
You had that ability. And, man, just, it was awesome.
And I guess, and they were calling it All In because they were going
They were going all in.
all in and really taking a big risk here. And this is
Very big risk. They could have, Cody and the Young Bucks, Ring of Honor produced the event.
yeah, this
But
is
Cody and the
pre Tony
Young
Khan. We
Bucks,
should just make that clear to everybody who is confused. This is before Tony Khan enters the picture. This is the original All In before AEW even existed.
this is what led to AEW, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, it was just monumental.
Yeah, yeah. What was also so interesting about it to me at the time was, so Cody Rhodes, after leaving, so he leaves WWE. He was tired of being Stardust. I can't remember. Fill this in for me because you have a better memory for these details than I do. Was he was his contract up and he just didn't want to resign, or did he ask for his release and they gave him his release? Do you remember?
He asked for his release, and it was granted under the caveat he could not use the name Cody Rhodes.
Right. Which he, interestingly enough, though, he went on social media and claimed that he could. After, I don't know if you remember this detail. I thought it was strange at the time. After Dusty passed away, Cody posted, I think it was, I might have been Twitter. He said, I own the name Rhodes. I was with him from the beginning to the end, or something like that, which everybody kind of knew wasn't legally technically true, but he was making that claim. But then, of course, once AEW started and he went there, he didn't use the name Rhodes, just like he did not on the independent circuit because he couldn't. He was just
Right.
Cody. He was just Cody. But so he had left. He was tired of being Stardust. I actually thought, how did you feel about the Stardust character? I actually liked it.
Drizzling shits.
You didn't like it? I liked it,
No.
but they should have pivoted once it had run its course, and they didn't seem to want to.
Drizzling,
Cody
drizzling shits.
Cody wanted to pivot, but they didn't want to pivot. Why didn't? What was there anything specific
This
about it?
was cartoony. It was comical. It was dumb. It just like, even okay. Even before Stardust, you could see Cody Rhodes had ability. It
Sure.
just was untapped. And we've said it so many times before, like Jim Ross says, sometimes you have to go learn a new hold.
Yeah.
I think Cody, when he went to the independents, betting on himself, he really, came into his own.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important for the audience to know.
But did you object to Stardust in terms of, like, would you have preferred they do something more short term, or would you prefer that they had not done it at all?
I didn't want him to do it at all. I thought it was dumb.
Huh. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I popped for it at first. I did. I can't tell if the screen is frozen or you're just in shock.
Never admit that again.
I did. The first time he came out as
No,
Stardust,
no,
I
no,
thought it
no,
was
no,
cool.
no, 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 no. Don't. Let's move on. Yeah, I don't want you to bear your wrestling sins here. Like I've committed some sins in wrestling,
Uh-huh.
like major ones.
Yeah.
Like I've popped for some shit I shouldn't have popped for. Like
Yeah.
there was a time on Raw that they're like a major guy a major star is coming back. I thought it was Chris Jericho. The lights went out in the arena and I popped and it was The Miz.
Yeah.
I popped. I marked out for The Miz.
Sure.
So
Well, that's
so
by
yeah,
accident, though.
yeah. But you willingly admitted.
I did. I liked it. I did.
Just don't.
The cartwheel and everything. I like the whole thing. Thought it was fun.
The whole shebang.
I did
The whole kit. The whole kit. The whole kit and
I
caboodle.
did. I like the whole thing. I thought it was cool.
I
like the
I don't
weird
even.
things he would say that didn't make sense. I like the whole
I
thing.
don't even know you anymore.
I know, right?
I I'm sitting here, and I'm like, I don't know Matt Connerton.
Maybe that's not even my real name. Maybe my real name is Pat Monerton, for all you know.
Maybe it is Matt Covington.
Maybe it is, or Matt Connington, or yeah. But no, I liked it. But I do think it went on too long, and there should have been a pivot. There should have been an angle where he says, "I've had enough of this," or something. They could have done something, but instead they just let it go on. And he talked about it when he first left WWE. He talked about, he went on podcasts and talked about how, like, he had all these ideas, and he would go into a room to talk to one of the writers, and they would say, they would brush him off. They would say, "Oh, I don't know. I'm too busy to talk to you about what we're going to do with your character." And he even told the story. You've probably heard him tell it. He walked into a room to talk to one of the writers, and the writer was pretending to be busy typing something on his laptop, and Cody could actually see from where he was standing that the computer wasn't even on. And it was like they were just brushing him off, giving him the Miriam Banish is in the chat room and says Matt Calmington. Yes, that's what some of my hypnotherapy clients call me, Matt Calmington.
Well, you're not Calmington when you sit here and say, "Oh, I popped for Stardust."
Maybe I was hypnotized by Stardust. I'm pretty sure he had that ability.
You were hypnotized by shit.
Apparently. Well, that's fine.
Drizzling shit.
But
shit everywhere.
But he wanted to pivot, and they wouldn't work with him.
Yes,
which
I
is
would want to pivot. I would want to pivot too if I was served a turd sandwich.
Right.
Like I would pivot from a turd sandwich to cold ramen. If like, what are we? No, of course he wanted to pivot.
I got to find a picture of Stardust for people who don't know what we're talking about. I mean, I assume most people who are enjoying this podcast will know.
It was maybe a smidge better than dashing Cody Rhodes.
Now, see, I liked that too, because I just thought it was kind of funny.
Well, everyone, it's been a fun ride, but
you didn't like dashing Cody Rhodes?
No. Or him with just a mustache. That was ridiculous.
See, I thought those were funny because he seemed to have an ability to play those characters. But that's the thing though. They should have. So because he had proven himself, there he is in all his glory. There's Stardust. I know. But because he had proven himself, because here's the thing, no matter what he did, whether it was Stardust, whether it was Dashy, Cody Rhodes, whatever they gave him to do, he always applied himself and did his very best. He had his dad's philosophy on that. Dusty, when he went to WWF and they Vince put him in the polka dots, and Dusty said, "Okay, I'm going to get this over." And he did, sort of. I mean, nobody gave a shit about the polka dots. They just cared because he was Dusty Rhodes and he was going to be over no matter what. But Cody, he threw himself into everything he was given, including Stardust and dashing Cody Rhodes. But that should have proven to them that he could do whatever. So if he wants to pivot, then maybe you listen to him and you pivot. And they didn't want to work with him.
Right. And I mean, I give Cody credit that he worked hard at it, and you could tell he
Oh yeah,
worked hard at it. It just was not.
I got rid of him for you.
Yeah, thank you. But like eventually hard work just doesn't pay off if this is what you're given.
Yeah, yeah.
I yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. That's it. Brass tacks.
Um, so Cody leaves. So he asks for his release. He leaves WWE. He did something I thought was very interesting that I'd never seen anyone do before. He made the list. He made a list. This was before Chris Jericho's list, right? He made a
Yes.
list of people he wanted to face on the independent scene
I mean, and
and
he
made it
did it.
public.
I mean, he went on a major barnstorming
Yep.
indie tour.
Yep.
Like he hit every major promotion. And then once his name got big, New Japan jumped on the Cody bandwagon.
Hmm.
Then Ring of Honor came calling. And no, Ring of Honor was first, then New Japan.
Yeah.
And that's when it was okay, we got this hot group. Well, they were big, but they were about to become nuclear.
The Bullet Club.
The Bullet Club.
Yep.
And when Cody mixing with the Bullet Club, just one of those things that happened at the right time.
Yep.
You can't predict it. You can't do anything, but once it happens, ride that lightning bolt. And
Hmm.
the New Japan did.
Hmm.
Um, to internet pay-per-view, and things just took off. Hot Topic T-shirt deals. I remember, you know, you if you sat there and said Monday Night Raw sucks, SmackDown sucks, but there was never any challenge to be better.
Right.
Um, then the Bullet Club hit, and it's like that's it, because there was always Ring of Honor, there was always New Japan, there was always the Indies, but there wasn't this there wasn't this pressure on Vince.
Yeah. Yeah. The wrestling business has to have, there has to be competitive forces within the business, or
Yep.
otherwise everybody gets complacent and a little bit lazy. It just
It,
happens.
and I think a lot of this was wrestling fans wanted something new. And they got it with the Bullet Club. And they got it with Cody Rhodes. They got it with Kenny Omega, Matt and Nick Jackson, the villain Marty Scurll, Hangman Adam Page.
Hmm.
Um, Adam Cole was a member of the Bullet Club until he was unceremoniously kicked out.
Hmm.
Um, and then New Japan announces we're going to partner up with Ring of Honor. And that's when it really exploded, because now you had an American outlet where these guys could go and perform.
Right.
I remember when I realized it was big. 2017, summer 2017. Ring of Honor announces their Global Wars tour.
Yeah.
I'm going to look this up, because the original date for ROH Global Wars was one date only: Columbus, Ohio. And one star was announced:
Yeah.
Kenny Omega.
Okay. Love Kenny Omega.
Best bout machine, easily one of the top 10 greatest of all time,
Yep. Yep.
without a doubt.
Yep.
You then sold out in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So then they're like, well, let's add more. And Kenny Omega said, I'll do all the dates. So it expanded to starting in Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Columbus, and ending in Chicago. Villa Park, Illinois, a suburb in Chicago.
I know it well.
Odeum Expo Center.
Yeah.
And it sold out.
Yeah.
All 4 shows sold out.
Yeah.
And you know what? They Ring of Honor Club membership went through the roof because they did something very interesting. Buffalo was not even streamed at all the
Yeah.
first night.
Yeah.
But night 2, Global Wars Pittsburgh was iPay-per-view. No, Global Wars Pittsburgh wasn't streamed. It was done for a TV taping. Global Wars Columbus was streamed as a part of Honor Club. Global Wars Chicago, the last night, that was the night that they did the iPay-per-view, and the iPay-per-view crashed.
So for anyone who doesn't know, just so we're clear, so an iPay-per-view, a pay-per-view that's strictly on the internet rather than the traditional with the, through satellite and the cable companies and everything. And that crashed during the event?
Yeah, it
Okay.
crashed. I mean, they got it back up pretty quickly, and it crashed right around intermission. So as luck would have it. But I remember they cut a promo, and Cody Rhodes in the middle of the ring at the end said, "Pro wrestling is cool again."
Yeah.
And then the next day, they did a meet and greet at Pro Wrestling Tees that sold out in 20 minutes.
Yep.
I mean, my God. Just printing money that weekend.
Yep. Yep.
And you realize that was the precipice of this idea. Well, they just sold out for I wouldn't call them arenas, but for 5,000 seat clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And they did it in areas that have a heavy wrestling footprint. But if they could sell 5,000 with promotion, what could they do?
The thing is, at this time, the way that I remember it, just as a fan, is there was such it wasn't that at that point in time that interest in pro wrestling had been waning so much as just fans had become so disenchanted with what was such a weak WWE product at that point, because even at that point, it had been a couple of years since I had even subjected, and I'm a lifelong wrestling fan, but it had been probably a couple of years since I had actually sat down and watched from beginning to end Raw or SmackDown, like actually sat and watched it. In fact, for a long time, I'd fallen into a pattern of I wouldn't watch it at all. I would go online. Well, I shouldn't say I wouldn't watch it at all. I wouldn't watch the shows at all. I would go online, find out what happened. And if it looked like something interesting happened that I actually gave a shit about, I would go on YouTube and I'd find the clip of it on YouTube and I would watch that. And then, but it was also around this time, I kept hearing about NXT, and NXT obviously a part of WWE, but Triple H was running it at the time. And I kept hearing about how NXT was actually so much cooler than what they were doing on the main roster. So I checked it out and I got hooked immediately because we were getting something from NXT that we didn't get anymore on the main roster, and so the desire, I think, because I'm sure there's probably God knows how many people in the same position as me who they'd just been so bored with Raw and SmackDown and they just wanted something more compelling, and it was out there. It just had to find it, or it had to find us, but it was out there.
Right. And it was out there, and by the time that event happened, it was now in your face.
Yep.
Because keep in mind, the Bullet Club had been poking the bear. Leading up to that, they went to a WWF live event and
Yeah.
recorded it for being BTE, being the elite.
Their YouTube show, Being the Elite. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jimmy Jacobs was on it. That ended up getting him cut from his producer role.
What was he actually in it though, or what? Or didn't they just take a picture with him and the
Yeah, they
picture
took a
got him
selfie
fired?
with him
Yeah, because
and
he
he
was a
got fired.
WWE employee. Yeah.
Funny side story to that. At the end of the Global Wars event, Jimmy jumped the guardrail and took a picture with them.
Did he?
Yes, people were throwing their cell phones into the ring
Yeah.
for them to take a selfie with it. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
And like that's when I met Kenny Omega because they had a meet and
Oh.
greet before the show. I
Okay.
met Kenny Omega. I met the Young Bucks. I met Cody at that event.
Okay.
And Cody, this is why I say Cody can't be a heel.
Okay. Very curious to hear more about
My
this.
cousin Austin Hicks, and I hope you make this story into a short
Okay.
because it should be.
Okay.
Diehard Cody Rhodes fan,
Okay.
big Cody fan. He had school the next day. Global War Chicago was on a Sunday. He had
Mhm.
school,
Yeah.
couldn't go. Mom wouldn't let it. So I had paid to meet Cody. I decided I was going to go ahead and call Austin and let him talk to Cody
Oh, okay.
on the phone.
Yeah.
And I did so. And he loved it. And Cody, keep in mind, they would do autographs as a part of the meet and greet
Oh, of course.
that you
Yeah.
paid.
Yeah.
But the Stars got a large chunk of that money. Cody signed an autograph photo for Austin at no additional charge.
Yeah. No, it's very nice.
At no charge.
Yeah.
And had like a 3 to 4 minute conversation with him on my phone.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah. So look, it was that connection that the fans had with the members of the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
This access that they had with these guys.
But wasn't the Bullet Club a heel group though?
Didn't matter. Did
Well,
not matter.
yeah, I just think
Even
that well,
even when AJ Styles was a leader of the group
yeah.
and they were heels, people still loved them.
Well, they were cool heels, yeah, just like the NWO or any number of other, the
I
Four Horsemen.
actually think the Bullet Club is more influential than the NWO.
Oh, interesting.
Because the Bullet Club essentially started a pro wrestling organization.
Hmm.
NWO just took millions upon millions of dollars and great story and everything, but it didn't have that staying power.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
The Bullet Club, man, they're still over.
I feel like though you've argued against your own point about Cody because you say he can't be a heel because he's such a great guy, and I understand that. And by the way, there's no shortage of wonderful stories about Cody Rhodes. He's
Right.
by all accounts, he's an incredible human being, which is one of the great things about him. Seeing him being the guy at the top of the mountain right now. It's great to see. He earned it, and he's by all accounts he's a wonderful person. But
Yes.
he was a wonderful person while being technically a heel. So why couldn't he be a heel again?
People still, even when they did the Bullet Club Civil War storyline,
Yeah.
Kenny Omega was over like Rover. Okay.
Yeah.
Pro Wrestling Tees, the Team Cody shirts sold just as much as the Team Kenny shirts.
Yeah.
So, no, he can't. Because even when they tried to make Cody a heel and they had him turn on Kenny Omega, had him turn and try to take away Kenny's creation, the Bullet Club, from him, Kenny is the reason why it became this multi-million-dollar empire and all this other story. And Cody's this evil man trying to take it away from Kenny, take away his best friends, take away everything. And all Kenny has is his IWGP Heavyweight Championship and Kota Ibushi. Still loved Cody.
Sure, but that doesn't mean he
So
can't be a heel.
if you can't have him turn on someone like Kenny Omega and
Ah,
get him booed, I don't think anything will. This guy could go and butcher puppies, and fans would find a way to say the puppies had it coming.
sure. I don't
I
know.
just I don't think you can do it.
I mean, John Cena's a wonderful human being. He holds the record for Make a Wish, but
But
so what? He's still a
people
great heel, in
still
my opinion.
hated Cena.
Yeah,
Like
that's
again,
that is a valid point. That is a
there
valid point. Yeah,
was this there was always this undercurrent of
that's true.
he should be a heel.
That's
There
valid.
hasn't been that with Cody. There hasn't been the well, they should make Cody
There
a heel.
has. Oh, I
Not
disagree.
at the
In,
level that John Cena had it.
in AEW, the fans were turning. They were getting pretty sick of good guy Cody, and they wanted him to. And Cody wouldn't do it, but they wanted him to turn. They started booing him. They
Let
wanted
me
him to
let me
turn.
let me let me ask you something. AEW fans, they still cheer for John Moxley, right? As their world champion.
I don't watch AEW enough to know, but I assume that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That shows their intelligence level. Let's move on.
Oh. Okay.
I'm feeling kind of salty today.
Don't you want? I mean, after a while, don't you want to see a new dimension to a character? Because he has heel characteristics anyway. Like, why
He
not?
does have heel characteristics, but if you're going to do that, if
Yeah.
you're going to do it,
Yeah.
you better make damn sure it's gonna work.
Sure.
Because let's look at it like this. What if Hogan's heel turn didn't work?
Yeah.
WCW's done.
I don't know I don't know about that, but they.
Oh yeah, they are. Because you've deep sixed your whole story.
Well, yeah, they'd have to do a pivot that they probably wouldn't have been able to pull off. You're right.
No, no
That's
way.
fair. Yeah,
It
that's
was
fair.
all the eggs were in the basket. And that's what you'd be doing with Cody. You can do it with John Cena now because you know eventually the fans are going to come back around. And it's already started because
Right.
they know that we're nearing the end of the road of this legendary career.
Yeah, he's gonna turn face at the end, and yeah, that'll be
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there isn't, I don't think there's a reason to even try it with Cody.
Oh, I'm not saying they should. By the way, I'm not saying just to be
I
clear.
don't
There's
think
no
you
reason to do it right
can.
now. I'm saying in the future, though, freshen when it's time to freshen him up, because that day's gonna come.
But here's the other thing. Cody has in his contract the ability to take time off. I'm a firm believer in this. Had John Cena throughout his career had the ability to take extended amounts of time off,
Hmm.
that those calls for a heel turn wouldn't have been as strong.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be sick of it. It was like Jim Cornette always says, "How can I miss you if you won't go away?"
Yup,
Yeah,
yup. So, or you're cheering for him because it feels real.
yeah,
And that's why, even if you turn CM Punk heel, he's still going to get those face reactions.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Well, but we also too we live in an era now where I think fans have become conditioned to accepting that now more than ever that you don't necessarily have good guys who are always good and bad guys who are always bad, because we, as I've talked about many times, we see in today's wrestling, especially in current WWE, we see a level of character development that we have not ever seen ever
Also,
on
I
this
just
degree.
thought of this in
Yeah,
regards to Cody.
yeah,
Cody embraces both sides of it. He embraces the boos and the cheers.
yeah, yeah,
When you're a heel, you can't embrace those. You can't embrace the boos. They have to make you angry.
yeah.
And that's the great thing about Cody is he's so fan centric that he is. You know what? You paid for your ticket. Boo me, cheer me. Yeah, cool.
Right.
I got a reaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's very hard to make that guy a heel because that what are you gonna do? Have him come out and say, "Oh, I always hated it when you booed me." Really? The same person's been booing you for 5 years now.
Right.
What's changed?
Right.
What's changed, Cody?
Right.
So that's the other hard part is in today's wrestling and smarks being in the know, it's very hard for you to do that.
Hmm. Yeah.
But Cody's embraced it,
Yeah.
and that is done nothing but help his popularity.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So how many of these shows did they do before All In was conceived?
Well, border global wars happened in October of 2017.
Okay.
That led to the next ROH blockbuster weekend
Okay.
when they did War of the Worlds, and it was in May 2018. Why
Okay.
this is important is it was Ring of Honor's next trip to Illinois. And that day is when All In was announced.
Okay. Okay.
That it was official. It was going to be in Chicago. They had a press conference at Pro Wrestling Tees
Yeah.
um to announce tickets going on sale that day, and they sold out in less than 30 minutes and
Okay.
only
Yeah.
announced one match.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah. That's really incredible.
And this was not a small arena. It is the Now Arena in Hoffman Estates, Illinois,
Hmm.
and it seats roughly 10,543 people.
I was gonna say, yeah, I remember it being right around 10,000. Yep.
Now, you know why it was right around 10,000?
Why?
Because someone asked Uncle Dave on Twitter, do you think the Bullet Club could sell out a 10,000 seat arena? And Dave responded very snarkily, not anytime soon. And Cody responded, want to bet on that?
Mm.
And that is Uncle Dave lost that bet.
Yeah, I mean, in Dave's defense, I will just say I was very skeptical at the time myself.
I
I mean,
wasn't.
no, I didn't think that.
No,
I didn't think it was. I didn't think it would be a
I
failure,
didn't
but I
think
didn't think it would sell out.
I didn't think it would sell out in 30 minutes.
No, I
I said it
certainly
would
didn't think that. No.
I said it would sell out in 2 weeks.
Okay. Wow.
I said because being in these live crowds, seeing the reaction these guys were getting, seeing Hot Topic sell out of the shirts and the merchandise, and Pro Wrestling Tees becoming a multi-million-dollar empire,
Yeah.
all because of the Bullet Club. It's like, yeah. I remember being in line for the Ring of Honor meet and greet at War of the Worlds, Illinois that night, and people trying to get tickets and no one could.
Yeah. Um. Were you there? Were you at All In?
I did not get tickets.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I entered contests. I tried. I even had tickets to Starcast.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't end up going because I was like, if I'm not, because scalper prices were insane.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Um. So then, yeah. So now there's some details that I'm not clear on. So they do this event. So who was in charge for the event? It was basically Cody, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega. Adam Page? Is that who was in charge of running this whole thing?
Um, Not Adam Page. It
Because
was promoted by Cody and the
okay,
Young Bucks.
okay, and
And they
Ring of
all and Ring of Honor handled the backstage, handled the video production of it.
okay,
That's where the issue of ownership comes into play.
okay,
Because
yeah,
Ring of Honor owns the rights to the original All In.
yeah,
Um, Again, a misstep by Cody and the Bucks. I mean, not really the Bucks because they're members of AEW, so Ring of Honor is owned by AEW.
right.
So no, no biggie. But for Cody, it is.
Well, what do you mean? Because do you think what so do you think that they shouldn't have allowed do you think they didn't do their due
They
diligence?
didn't. They did. I think they were over a barrel.
Okay.
I think, in this is me spitballing here. I
Yeah.
think in the big to do of getting arena, getting talent, but getting everything, there was a, oh shit, how are we going to air this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Ring of Honor comes up and says, hey, we'll produce it.
Because in theory, so if they hadn't solved that problem and they couldn't air it though, I mean it would still be a successful event, right? Even if you've got an event that's
Yeah,
not
it's sold out, but you're not going to get the pay-per-view dollars.
right.
You're not going to get the re-airs. You're not going to get, because keep in mind that even after the event, people were talking about how amazing it was.
Right.
So they were really gearing up towards re-airs and rebuys. And if you spent that 39, I think it was 39.99. If you spent that, you got to keep the event. It was
Okay.
yours.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so you can watch it as many times as you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um I've never actually watched it. Did Ring of Honor did they do a good job producing it?
Yeah, the production was great.
Yeah.
The issue is they really ran, some matches really ran over.
Yeah, I remember reading
So
about that.
the main event had to be
Okay.
cut down big time. But look, at the end of the day, my goodness, um, it just, I mean, I think the big thing was, I think what kind of hurt the momentum of this show was, I want to say 2 weeks before, maybe a little longer, Kenny Omega had won, finally beat Kazuchika Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship belt.
Yeah.
So it was like, what do you do with Kenny Omega now? Him and
Mhm.
Penta had an amazing match, but you're just like, it just, and you had Okada versus Marty Scurll.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I think, hindsight being 2020, maybe they should have pushed for Kenny to win it at All In
Yeah.
and that be your main event. But I get New Japan saying, and I don't know if they said no, but being like, no, it's happening here. Because that 2 out of 3 falls match is one of the top matches of all time.
Which match is that?
Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega.
I just see if
2
I
out
can
of 3 falls match.
see. I've never actually seen it.
Epic.
Um, yeah, I'd like to see that. Um, so so after so I know next week we're going to talk about AEW. Should we talk now about the part where this becomes where this leads to AEW, or should we
Well,
save that for next week?
I mean, we can kind of touch base on it because once numbers started coming in,
Yeah.
then it was like, okay. And here's where Ring of Honor made a misstep,
Hmm.
a bad one. Ring of Honor produced the show,
Yeah.
but the Bucks Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, and Adam Page, their contracts were expiring.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor probably should have made them add a year or two to their contracts if they were going to produce this show.
Hmm.
Because once that happened, man, the clamoring was real. And it was okay. They've made money. They were, I would say at that point, they'd become millionaires.
Hmm.
But not enough to start their own pro wrestling company. They needed a money man.
Right.
And that's where Tony Khan came into play, a lifelong wrestling fan playing with daddy's money.
Do you know anything about, because obviously, so if they were under contract to Ring of Honor at the time, it had to be in their contracts that they were allowed to do independent bookings, right? Otherwise,
Yes and no.
otherwise how are they even able to do this to begin with?
ROH produced it. It was an ROH produced show.
So was that part of, so I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, so did ROH have to, was that part of the agreement? Okay, from ROH's standpoint.
No, I think it was just we'll produce it for you, sign this agreement.
Okay. Because in order for ROH to allow them to even make this event happen, there had to be an incentive.
No, in a ROH contract, you can do indie bookings.
Okay.
As long as the indie shows do not supersede with a Ring of Honor event.
Okay, that makes sense.
And there were other things too, like if you're a Ring of Honor champion, they are in control of your booking.
Okay.
Meaning that if you go to a promotion, they're not going to have you lose to Cletus the Trash Man.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be in a tag match with other Ring of Honor guys, and Ring of Honor gets to choose the finish.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, but and keep in mind that Ring of Honor held their American contracts. New Japan held their international.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. But New Japan had nothing to do with this event, right?
No.
No. Okay.
New Japan allowed their talent to take part in it.
Okay.
But other than that, no.
Okay. Okay. Do you think, and maybe this is something more for next week, but I'm just curious, a quick take. Do you think that the real reason Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor, because he damn sure hasn't done much with it? I mean, he hasn't, but that part's.
Let me say something here.
You probably already know what I'm going to ask you.
No, I actually want to bring this up. It's sad to me what Tony Khan has done to Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I know.
Ring of Honor is the greatest independent wrestling promotion ever.
Yeah.
And you look at the talent that we have because of Ring of Honor. Christopher Daniels, Jay Lethal, AJ Styles. Well, not so much AJ, but Samoa Joe, CM Punk. On down the line.
Yeah.
Roderick Strong, Austin Aries. I could go on and on about Ring of Honor. I love Ring of Honor. I would ride with my buddies. We would leave at between 11 and noon on a Ring of Honor show day, drive 4 hours to Chicago, see the show and drive 4 hours back.
Yeah.
Be totally amped after that show because we were so blown away. And we only paid $20 to get in the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Ring of Honor had one of their top, what is like one of their premium events last night. No one knew about it.
Right. I know.
Yeah, it's what Tony Khan has done.
But I was curious about your thought on a specific thing. And like I said, you probably see this question coming, but do you think the real reason Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor was because he wanted that first All In? He wanted the rights to that first All In event, and the only way to get them was to buy the company.
I think for Tony, It's who? But man, got to be careful here. Tony's a fanboy
Hmm.
at his core. So
Sure.
I think Tony loves owning Ring of Honor. He just doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, apparently.
And that's unfortunate
Yeah.
because Ring of Honor should be able to book itself, really. I don't even know. Yeah, Supercard of Honor was last night.
Okay.
Supercard of
I
Honor
didn't even
was
know.
their big WrestleMania weekend event.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is where we got Kenny Omega versus Cody Rhodes
Yeah.
for the first time.
Yeah.
It's just a shame. I remember Final Battle, knowing every Black Friday day after Black Friday, it was Final Battle, Ring of Honor's last event of the year, and you knew something big was going to happen. Death Before Dishonor was always where you had blow-offs to some of the biggest feuds. That's where you had the CM Punk Raven dog collar match.
Yeah.
I mean, this is grade A, high quality stuff that Ring of Honor always did. Glory by Honor, when you had dream matchups, when you had CM Punk versus Terry Funk.
But knowing all that though, do you think in addition to, so I'm going to add something to the equation in terms of my question. Did he want the original All In, and he wanted, just like when WWE bought WCW, they got that sweet tape library. Did
He
Tony Khan want
wanted,
he wanted
because,
that tape library? Yeah.
yeah, he wanted that tape library. Because
Yeah.
keep in mind, when he bought Ring of Honor, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan,
Yep.
Claudio Castagnoli, all Ring of Honor mainstays. Samoa Joe was coming in.
Yep.
He had them.
Yep.
So that tape library was huge, and he really hasn't done anything with it.
Yeah, it's so strange. It's bizarre. And allegedly, I remember him saying once that, claiming, I say claiming because it's almost hard to believe that he had in fact had offers to put a Ring of Honor show on cable television, possibly on TBS, or TNT, or elsewhere, and he just didn't. Or oh no, or at one point he said it was not TBS or TNT, but somewhere outside of that company, but out of loyalty, he didn't want to put Ring of Honor on a competing network or something. It's just really weird. His statements whenever anybody asks him about Ring of Honor, it gets very strange. But yeah,
I
he hasn't
think
done anything with it.
it's like a kid that dreams about a toy on Christmas.
Yeah.
He gets the toy, and then he's like, okay, best way I can describe it. I just came up with a better way.
Okay.
Kid gets wants this giant Lego set for
Mm-hmm.
Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Kid gets the Lego set, rips it open, and immediately sees all the separate baggies, the instruction booklet that's this thick. The kid's overwhelmed and is like, the hell do I do with this?
Mm-hmm.
That's Tony Khan with Ring of Honor. He has it.
And he has a tendency, it sounds like he has a tendency to kind of maybe micromanage things too much, because I remember too hearing that when he first bought it, he was trying to book Ring of Honor and do all the AEW booking and just do all of it, and running or whatever he does with the Jaguars and all that. And it's like, dude, delegate. There's no shortage of people in the wrestling business with creative minds who, he could have easily just had a separate team, just book Ring of Honor and have a little bit of crossover here and there with AEW, not too much so it doesn't get tired and stale, but a little bit, and do that.
I always thought the best thing to do with Ring of Honor was what they've done with NXT.
Yes, me too. I thought about that
have
too.
it
Yeah.
be an AEW developmental.
Yep. Yep.
Instead of doing the YouTube show, put Ring of Honor on YouTube.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
It's like you do Ring of Honor before your Saturday night show. Tape it and throw it on YouTube.
Yep. Yep.
And if you want, you could also throw it on HBO Max.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you can promote these events and promote Ring of Honor and give it what it deserves, because Ring of Honor is a very large fabric of pro wrestling today.
Hmm. Oh,
It
I
really
agree.
is. And
Yeah.
anyone that disagrees with that, you need to look at the history of Ring of Honor.
Hmm.
We would not be here. I dare say this show would not exist if not for Ring of Honor.
Mm.
I'm very shocked that there hasn't been books on the oral history of Ring of Honor or anything like that, because it is a very, very, very interesting story, Ring of Honor, and just the amount of times that they were on life support and just
Hmm.
found a way.
Oh yeah. And when Tony Khan bought it, they were on the ropes, right? So he was probably able to get a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah.
So he
I
may have
mean,
even been thinking in the back of his mind, well, I'm not paying much for this. So even if I can't figure out what to do with it, I get All In and I get that
that's
tape
a
library.
part of my major issue with Ric Flair. Is he almost bankrupt Ring of Honor?
Tell that story because I only know a little bit of this. I don't know the whole story.
All right. So Ric Flair signed an agreement with Ring of Honor to appear at their shows and do meet and greets for them.
Okay. Okay.
Ric Flair was paid up front $15,000.
Holy shit.
He only did 2 of the shows and no showed the rest.
Okay.
If he appears, that money makes itself back.
Right. Right.
But he didn't. And when he did appear at the show I met him at in Chicago, he upped the price of the meet and greet by $50.
He did?
Yeah,
Just there on the spot? Oh my God.
that day.
That's shitty.
That day. And was
Oh,
an asshole to everyone without a set of tits.
yeah. Everything you're saying, though, is completely consistent with everything that we know about
Oh, yeah.
Flair. I find it
Oh, yeah.
all very easy
I
to
went.
imagine.
That's when I hated. That's when my hate for Ric Flair began,
Yeah.
because I met him and told him, like, like growing up, I looked up to you. I didn't have a father growing up. Looked up to
Yeah.
you. I cried when you lost to Ricky Steamboat, and he looks at me and he goes, "That's fucking pathetic."
Oh my God. Really? He said that to you?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Did you smell anything on his breath?
Oh yeah. He smelled like a distillery.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sad.
like he was hitting on women. Didn't matter if they were with a guy or not.
Yeah.
Just like, and then he did. I was shocked, and he leans in for a Polaroid with me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was supposed to be $100. That included your ticket and a meet and greet with Ric Flair.
Yeah.
One autograph, one photo. We get to the show and Rick increased it by $50.
Jesus.
Or he wasn't going to appear.
Wow. That's bad. So how did he almost bankrupt? So he
That's 15 grand for an independent wrestling promotion. That's it, in indie wrestling. If you're going to spend any amount of money on a
yeah.
major star,
Yeah.
you need to make double that back.
Yeah.
So if you spend 15 grand on handful of appearances, those appearances, you need to make 30 grand off of it, or it's a financial loss.
Yeah.
They lost over 10 grand
Jesus.
on him no showing. For an indie promotion,
Yeah, that's brutal.
that's a kick in the ball sack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when your TV deal is on HD Net.
Mm-hmm.
They were not on Sinclair yet.
Oh, okay. This was pre-Sinclair. Okay.
Yeah. That and some other bad business decisions is what led to the Sinclair deal and Sinclair being able to get it.
Oh, okay. And then, so how did this get resolved, or
It
did it?
still hasn't been.
Okay.
Kerry Silkin still will, if there is if there's a convention and Ric Flair's there, Kerry Silkin will go to the convention
Yeah.
and be like, "Where's my you owe me 10 grand?"
Yeah. But has Silken ever tried to sue him?
Um, no, and because it's not Kerry's debt anymore.
Okay.
Because when
Gotcha.
Sinclair bought Ring of Honor, they
Yeah.
bought Ring of Honor's debts. So it
Okay.
would be on Sinclair
And they're not going to
to
bother.
sue him. And now Tony Khan.
And now, and Tony Khan certainly isn't.
No, Tony
Obviously,
isn't going.
yeah.
Yeah, Tony ain't
Um,
going to.
no.
But yeah, but that was Kerry Silkin's money. Kerry
Mm,
personally put up that 15 grand.
yeah. Now, what has Flair said about this? Or has he said anything about it publicly? I'm sure he's been asked.
Oh yeah. Uh Miscommunication. That was an advance, and the first two appearances didn't make the money he thought it would, so he could violate the deal.
Oh, because that's how it works.
Because
Oh
yeah,
boy.
yeah, yeah.
Kidding.
In music terms, Matt, if a record doesn't sell, the band can just opt out of the deal.
Right.
Same with the record company,
Sure.
which they can under mitigating circumstances. But
Yeah.
yeah, band can walk.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. He no showed the infamous one was Toronto. No
Yeah.
showed the event.
Yeah.
And Ring of Honor had a hard time getting people back after that in Toronto. A
Yeah.
very hard time.
It's terrible. That is terrible.
Yeah.
Um,
So meeting him and then hearing, there's just been a lot about Ric Flair. And
yeah.
then when you write your own book and then say, I didn't contribute more than 30%. I just did it for the check.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. Oh. Well, anyway, all right. Thank you for telling that story though, because I didn't know some of the details on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kerry Silkin to this day, and I've actually met Kerry.
Yeah.
Kerry is a great guy and loves the business.
Yeah.
Loves the business.
Yeah. So next week, obviously, we're going to get into AEW more deeply. But is there anything about All In that we didn't talk about that you wanted to
Great
mention?
event.
Yeah.
Great event. I mean, it's honored at the Now Arena. There is a plaque on the building
Oh.
that actually commemorates it being the largest independent wrestling show of all time.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, All In was just, if for nothing else, the story of Cody Rhodes winning the NWA title.
Yeah.
I mean, even though they flipped it back to Nick Aldis, rightfully so, a couple weeks later, just was so great.
All right. Now I have one more question for you. Because I said this might have been last week. I said this and you vehemently disagreed with me on this. And obviously we'll revisit this question next week, but I wanna first ask you now, and then we can dive further into it next week. But the question I want to ask you, because I want to ask you again now that we're at the end of our discussion about All In specifically. I said, going back to Cody Rhodes, that without AEW, Cody Rhodes is not the main event top guy that he is in WWE today. And you disagreed with me. Now I'm curious, do you disagree with me because you feel that everything he did up to AEW with the Bullet Club and All In and everything, do you think that that is enough where he
Yes.
could see? That's where you and
If
I
there was
disagree.
if there was no AEW,
Yeah.
WWE would have signed the Bucks and Cody. They would not have gotten Kenny Omega.
Okay, so are you saying, because maybe I don't entirely disagree with you, because it sounds like, are you saying that so if you take, so let's say AEW never happens, but All In, so they pull off All In, everything else about the story is the same, just there's no eventual AEW. Do you think at that point, and you know the ROH contract is up and whatnot, do you think at that point WWE tries to re-sign Cody, they get him, and he's a top guy, a main event guy?
Yes. Yes. The
I'm
AEW
not
changes nothing
convinced.
for Cody.
See,
AEW changes nothing for the Young Bucks. I think the Young Bucks would still be in WWE right now. And knowing what we know now, okay, let me preface this. Are you also changing Vince losing power?
no, because Vince was still in power when they
But
lured Cody back.
Cody, that was a part of the issue.
Yeah,
Cody did not want to be booked by Vince.
right.
So,
Understandable.
if Triple H, everything happening, just no AEW. Triple H ends up taking over. Yeah, the Bucks are multiple-time WWE World Tag Team Champions.
I agree on
They're
that.
they're one of the top tag teams in pro wrestling. And I think Cody Rhodes is the guy in WWE. I think if Cody Rhodes signed after All In, we do not get Roman Reigns as we
Interesting.
have him right now.
Really?
We do not get the tribal chief.
Because you think that space, in effect, would have been taken
Cody
up by Cody.
dominates that. I
So,
think Roman Reigns ends up getting cut or relegated to the mid card.
so if we're talking about right after the initial All In and WWE bringing him back at obviously at an elevated level because he had proven he could succeed outside the WWE system, I'm more open to that. I'm still skeptical that he'd be quite as big a deal, but I see what you're saying. I see your point, and I'm starting to come around to what you're saying.
Kenny Omega, I want to add this.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega never will sign with WWE.
Yeah.
Never will happen.
Well, he's at the end of his career
Ever.
anyway. He has to be.
I don't think so.
The diverticulitis almost killed. I mean, I understand it. You know, you could say the same for Brock, but I mean, he's really, he gave an interview recently where he was talking about like, that dude has got problems with the diverticulitis. Really, he's never going to be the same. For his own sake,
He's
I
not
hope
going
he's
to be
done
the
soon.
he. But AEW is booking him very smart. They're
Mhm.
not putting him on weekly TV.
Right, right.
They are bringing him in with big stories to build around.
Yes.
And if you can imagine if WWE could, they're giving Kenny Omega, as they should, the Roman Reigns treatment.
Yes.
Look, so yeah, I don't believe he's close to being done. And Kenny Omega will tell us when he's close to being done. Kenny is not gonna go out and give us matches below his standard.
Oh, I
If
agree.
he goes out at All In today and has a bad match with Okada, he would, I think, legitimately sit down with Tony Khan and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
we need to reevaluate. My greatest rival and I just had a shit match.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't got it."
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
yeah. Kenny wouldn't have signed Adam Page. I don't think Adam Page would have signed.
No.
I'm a bit iffier on that. Because I don't know. I'm not as definitive. I could see a situation where Adam Page signed. Marty Scurll, no. I mean, Marty would have been cut because of the Me Too allegations.
Mm-hmm.
So Marty, no. Yeah. I don't see if AEW doesn't happen, Cody and the Bucks go to WWE over like Rover.
Yeah, I'm more open to what I'm still not as convinced as you are, but I'm more open to that point of view than I
The
was
easiest
before.
thing you can book is the success of someone else's character.
Hmm.
That's why Bret Hart and WCW always befuddled me.
Hmm.
Like, just piggyback on that success. Eventually, you'll have to come up with your own stuff. And I think WWE would have been more than capable. But I think also we got the best version of Cody in WWE because he was in AEW.
Okay.
Because he got that backstage experience and learned producing, putting a show together, timing it out. Those are just things you can do in the ring
Hmm.
that puts you head and shoulders above your contemporaries.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, so anything else on All In? I think we've
If anyone has the opportunity to see the event, I cannot recommend it enough.
yeah.
They call this Cody Rhodes match easily one of the best matches of both of their careers, and they've had some really good matches. Kenny Omega versus Penta,
Oh, I'd like to
top
see that.
notch.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Um,
geez, I can imagine. Yeah. Okay.
Okada, Marty Scurll was good. I mean, the whole event,
Yeah.
except the main event because it had to be cut short.
Yeah.
Top to bottom is money. In the
Yeah.
main event, when you hear the names that were in it,
Yeah.
um, Kota Ibushi, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson versus Bandito, Ray Phoenix, and Ray Mysterio.
Mm. Yeah. Um, okay. Now we should. So next week, we're gonna the main event will be AEW, correct?
Yes, we will talk about the first 6 years of AEW, and you might have some explosive arguments
Yeah, I hope so.
because
I like clicks.
I
Got to
think
get clicks.
Matt and I vehemently disagree on the status of AEW right now.
We might. I don't. I actually am not sure, but we might. Yeah, we'll see. I hope so. Okay. All right, Eric. Well, thank you
Why
so
does
much.
everyone love? Why does everyone love disagreeing with me? I don't get this.
No, people just love disagreeing. Just people love disagreements. That's why I put, like in the videos, if you and I disagree on something, I put we argued when I post those clips because
Yeah,
I know if
well,
I use the word
yeah.
argue, we're more likely to get a click than we had an
You
intellectual debate.
you might get more clicks if you say Matt, my laptop stand just tipped over.
Uh-oh.
If you say Matt Connerton bitch smacks Eric Pilcher live on internet,
Right.
I guarantee you we would break records for Tough Bumps clicks if
I
you
know
titled the video that.
I know a guy in New York who would definitely click that.
I don't get his overwhelming issue with me.
He calls you Eric Pincher. He can't get either of our names right.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Like, I mean, have I done some things to him? Yeah, but
Sure.
nothing.
Nothing he didn't
Am I
deserve.
good? Am I good friends with the real Crazy Joe Rabinowitz? Yes, I am.
Yes.
Yes, I am. I mean, Crazy Joe Rabinowitz is still alive and well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I hope so.
Um, Still bumping ODB occasionally.
Good. Good. Okay. Well,
Um,
fair enough.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't understand his issue with me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he says I'm untalented. I I have awards for writing, Joe. What awards do you have?
Yeah, he's mad at you. He's mad at there's a gentleman named Murray, and of course his beloved Papa. He's very mad at. He's mad at
He's
Papa.
very upset with Papa.
Very upset with
Very
Papa.
upset with Papa.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I There's a theory
Hmm.
that's been presented by him and he dismisses it. But I believe it to be true. I think Jen is a catfish.
Oh, okay.
I think he's being catfished by a dude, which
Okay.
brings his very disgusting karaoke song he dedicated to her
Oh.
to a I mean, he does like imagining sticking things in our orifices that,
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna look right into the camera.
Hmm.
Jose Martinez. It's 2025. It's okay. Take that fresh walk out of the closet and into the freedom and declare your homosexuality.
Yeah, he does seem like he might be closeted.
It's okay. Even an old dog such as yourself can learn new tricks
Yeah, it's not too late. It's not too late to find love.
and maybe find a new glory hole as well.
He did used to tell me how handsome I am whenever he'd call into the show. Those were the
Y-
days.
They were.
He'd say, "You're
They
very
were.
handsome, Matt," and I'd say, "Thank you."
Yeah.
Um, all right. Well, on that
He's
note,
never said Billy Painter's handsome.
no, he never has. No, he's very mean to Billy. Very mean to
Very
Billy.
mean.
Very
In
mean.
his beard. I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
I think if you have a beard that size, you almost have to keep it clean.
Oh yeah. You have to groom
Like,
it.
yeah, there's no way. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
You have to groom it.
Because I've read stories online actually where people who don't upkeep their hair can get like skin diseases under the hair,
Oh
like
God,
flesh
really?
eating bacteria.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yikes.
Like there's this story I read about a guy who had dreadlocks in his hair, hadn't washed them for 2 years,
Yeah.
went to cut them off. Hairstylist touched the guy's scalp and
Yeah.
it started to move.
Oh God. Okay, that's horrifying. All
So
right.
yeah, I don't think it's true. I don't think Billy could get away with not washing his beard. I know,
Right. Right. Yeah.
because it would be bad. So Joe, that's go ahead. Just come out. I will invite Jose Martinez to be a guest on Tough Bumps if he takes that brave step and steps out of the closet.
Yes. I think that would be wonderful. Would have been better last month during Pride Month, but we'll take it in July.
You know what? I had a joke, but this is a touching moment. I think I won't say the
Oh,
joke.
fair enough. Fair enough. Well, all right, Eric. Let's see. So, where should people go online to find out more about you?
ER Pilcher 319 on Twitter, ePilcher 617 on Instagram, Eric ERICH Pilcher on the Facebook.
Yes, very good. And of course, you can find more about me on my website, mattconnerton.com. And all right, I guess that's it. Episode 11 in the books.
Episode 11. It's shocking.
Yes.
That means next week is our quasi 3 month anniversary
Wow. Okay.
because it would be 12 episodes.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, right. I'm not good at math. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
3 months we've been
Well,
at this.
well, very good. All right. Well, Eric, thank you so much. And thanks everybody for watching or listening. And we'll talk at y'all next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.